Morning, Wayward Walker here with Wayward Woofer. And we are in Munson, at a place called Munson, Mass, at a place called Flint Quarry. It's a granite quarry. As you can see evidence right here. We've been here before. Today we're going to go a little different place. Let's get us to the trail here. Just a little to the north of us, there are two large hills. One called Bunyan Hill, and one called Chicopee Mountain. Whether they're mountains or hills, I don't really know. But we're going to come up here to see. The trail should go to the top of one. And I just want to see if it continues to the second one. As I said, I've been up here actually a couple of times because there is a little quarry, which is pretty interesting. There's some stuff to see, quarry related. And then over on that end, there is an old railroad spur. I came up here. They put little trees for the quarried stone. This stone, just getting settled in here. It's a little chilly and windy, but sun's out. So, if you're familiar with Munson, I believe it's the town hall, maybe one of the churches. That were made with quarry that came out of here. It's granite that came out of here. But, so anyway, we're gonna go up, see if we can find our way to the top of those two hills. See if there's any kind of views. Something a little different, I guess. We will be back when we find something good. Okay, as you can see, a little flooded out up here. I'll wade through this. And for some reason, it's only that section, but there are some no trespassing signs here. Now, Jack and I did come up here. We were going to try to hike this a couple weeks ago, but there was so much snow we couldn't even get near the trail, which is why there's probably so much water. But this should be a public trail. I don't know why those two posted signs are back there. Yeah, we're going to take a left up here. See how far we can go. This way. Come on, Jack. I don't recall seeing any Native American types. Things here, not that there couldn't be any. As we found the other day, we've missed things in the past. Those ones. Come here. Those rocks were quarried. Come on. And after this, I'm going to take a ride up the road to another spot here in. Ow. Can't do that to me, Jack. To another spot here in Munson, where we are. Well, it looks like there's an old abandoned road that we might be able to walk down. I believe it's in the Norcross Wildlife Sanctuary. We won't be doing that today, but just want to see if it is accessible. I've actually been on a part of that road, which does go into Connecticut, in the Schnipset State Forest. So let's see what we can come if we come from the other end. We can get in the other end. All right, I'm gonna turn you off till we see something. We'll be back. I don't think I've been in this section of the trail. Yep. Hold on, Jack. We're on the top of a ridge, looking at the topo map. I'm along this ridge, and the trail is marked as ending at the top of the first of the hills. And the trail that way. Let's see where that goes, maybe. Whether we can go any further after that, I don't know. I believe if it does continue, it would eventually take us to the old Munson State Hospital. Which some of it being redeveloped, which is nice to see. Although I think they're taking down the old buildings, which is not good to see, but there's usually no other choice with those. Asbestos and all the lead paint and everything to them. But I don't know if this, I don't know how far this is going to go. We will follow it as far as we can. And then maybe take that Red Blaze Trail and see where that'll take us. Let's go up here, Jack. Come here. Come here. That's posted, so I'm going to go down there. Let's see if the view. I think this must be the first hill. And the second one would be that one over there. So let's see what happens when we keep going up the trail here. And we use the twirl. Or the whirl. Well, certainly posted up here. But the yellow arrow points this way. It's going a little bit. A little washout here. A bog, I guess we could call it. Trail goes that way. And trail goes this way. Let's look at the map. All right, so. And then I'll post the signs are over there, so I'm not sure why they, obviously somebody doesn't want you on their land, you can understand that, it's fine, but so whoever's in charge of the trail, we're just right over there, that should make a little bypass, and we stay off the posted land. I guess the landowner figures that'll be enough to deter people from continuing on to the part that's not posted, which is where we are now. But who am I? Spring runoff. That's a good sign. It means spring's coming. It's a little chilly today, but nice. Sun's out. It's springtime in New England. Almost. Today is, actually I think today is St. Patrick's Day. Now, looking at the map, it said this is going to come to an end. And there's quite a climb there. I don't know if the trail's going up that way. But it comes to an end. And then it shows it should be a turn up here somewhere on our right that loops us back around to where we were before. So it's a loop trail. This is the whole road. See, pretty high up that way. We'll have to go down in the mud. Pretty high, pretty steep. Climbing up that. In my younger days, no, I'm not in my younger days anymore. All right, let's keep moving. Split the trail actually over here, maybe. I think we're gonna go straight, Jack. Okay, we're still on the trail. We just passed the split road behind us, but so I don't know what kind of a climb we're looking at to get up this hill, if any. We already climbed up some. But looks like we got quite a drop over that way. And we're going up. All right, let's go up the hill. Okay, watch your step. All right, I think we reached the top. Bunyan Mountain. Maybe a little more that way. Well, it would be a view. No trees. That was a steep climb. I hope my stamina is going to get up pretty soon. Or we won't be doing a whole lot of climbing. Interesting little stone there. Huh? Standing stone with a V. Jack, let's go over here a little closer. Come here. I'm seeing you writing. The V looks natural. There's nothing else around, so come on, this way. Looks like a trail of some sort. Hasn't been marked since we started the climb. We've gone about a mile. Go up here, Jack. A minute. Oh, these game trails. Okay, now what are we going to do? Some rocks. Go this way, Jack. Come here. Come on. There would be some nice views up here. Trees are pointed out. Headed to the east. Looking towards the west. And I'm gonna look at the map. Alright, well, I don't see a trail. It's going down that way to the other mountain. But I'm looking at the Cal Topo map, and it's very steep down. Which means it's very steep up on the way back, so we're not going to do that. We're going to head back down the hill as soon as I find a trail again. Alright, Jack. Hopefully we'll make it down in one piece. Wasn't too bad, slippery, but I don't have my stick, just the dog. And as we've said, the dog has a tendency to pull us. Whew. Yeah, go over this way. And I guess we'll go that way. It looks like a trail, huh? And it's just a mile up to the top. Whew. Jack, let's see if this is the trail that we came up. I think so. Come on, this way. Back on the trail, but ready to head down, so I'm going to turn you off. Just in case. We will see you at the bottom. Okay, well, we reached the bottom and I still got all my pieces. Didn't fall. So the trail goes down that way. But we don't want to go down because that means we got to go up. So we're back at the bottom and this trail, for the most part. So now I'm thinking about that little V standing stone up there. I wonder if that might have been some kind of a marker for an Indian trail that went across. Because it was at the top of the ridge, kind of pointed in that direction along that ridge. So I don't know. This trail looks like it was an old, could have been an old road or maybe a cart road or wagon road. I haven't seen any walls, anything else. It's the evidence of the core room when we first came in, so that's interesting too. Wedges up there. All right, turn you. Well, let me keep you on for a minute. That's where we're gonna go to the other trail. It was a workout, but we made it. I think we want to go to the left, but I'm gonna have to check the map. Jack, you need to take a stop right here. Okay. Take a break. Let's check this out. All right, so I'm taking the side trail, and this should loop us right around the back of the quarry, I think. This looks like more like a little road here. I don't know if I've been, like I said, I don't know if I've been up this way. I just went around the quarry and got a little bed. But nice day for a hike, so here we are. Some kind of a hole over there. Still following yellow trail, blazes. I also looked at the map. That red trail just connects that side of the loop to this end, this side. Big tree. Whew. Time last week I was hiking through a swamp with Spanish moss coming from the trees. Spanish moss up here. All right, let me turn you off till we see something. There's a little side trail here. Looks like it gets some use. It's not marked. It's not marked on all trails, but looking at it, looks like it connects to another trail down the side of that. Another ridge there. It looks like there's quite a few trails down there. I don't know if they're marked trails or public trails. They do show up on all trails. You have to take another trip up here. And one of them looks suspiciously like an old road. I took some pieces off these rocks. Where you going? Dad, something was here. Something was here, Dad. I'm gonna find it. Nothing? Nothing. I don't know if I don't think I've mentioned this, but we did catch us a possum the other day, a couple weeks ago, before I went to Florida. You know, we had that cold spell, which lasted 6 months. No, not really, but we had a possum on our porch, and somebody saw it, got away from me out of the door, and grabbed it. I don't think he killed it, because possums have a tendency to look like they're dead when they're not. So grabbed it, let it go. I put it, him in the house, put the possum in on the snow shovel and kind of threw it over into the woods. So I have to go take a look where I threw it, see if it's still there. But I think he lived, because he just bit it like the scruff of the neck kind of thing. But it was interesting. We had one hanging around. So the driveway, in the same one. But the great brown hunter got it. All right, I'll turn you off and just keep walking. Okay, I'm gonna walk on the road. That way, I have been down. That takes us to the railroad. I'm not gonna do today. It's actually a wall. That's the Blue Blaze Trail. This is gonna take us back where we were. And we have this flowing river. I think it might be Flint Brook, but I don't know that. Don't hold me to that. This was called the Flint Quarry. We are on Flint Road. So, yucky. This looks like there's a little road here. Come on. Let's look at the waterfall. Oh, it's nice to see mud in the water. I can tell you, we never would have made it up that mountain when we came here a couple of weeks ago. I kind of expected that as much when we came out this way, but that particular day, it was a nice day, so we thought we'd try to get out. I'm definitely trying to get out a lot more. And hopefully I'm not going to have to avoid the hills. All right. Keep going. Okay, into the junction of the trails here, but this here is the old railroad bed. Goes up through that way. And I think it went this way. Let's see, there's a couple of other trails here. I've been on those over there. Now, is this the... Which way would the railway bed go? That way? Probably. I think that's the bed there, because I know it went on the other side of the quarry. I need to get my bearings. This definitely looks like this was the railroad bed. I know when I walked this before, it was in the middle of summer and there was a lot of ground cover. This is definitely the railroad bed here. You can see we're on a fill. Both sides. So, I didn't think we were going to get to this today, but I guess we did. Oh, all kinds of ducks. What do we got? You're not going to go swimming. You did that a couple weeks ago, remember? We didn't like it. You can see him. Hold on. Get you back out here and then see what we can see. Yeah, they just swam in somewhere. It didn't fly. Hold on, Jack. Stop. Stop. Yeah. I think they were just mallards, but I'm not sure. They got a good look. This bench. What that being used for? What's going on down in the pond? Anything? Obviously nothing that interests him. Culprit? I think so. Come on. Good then. Nope. It's very quiet, except for the wind. It's very quiet here. All right, I'll be back. On the railroad, you can see a lot of blocks of granite. I'm gonna go right up here and get off the rail bed. I wonder if they just fell off a train or how they got there. But right, the railroad bed goes that way, but it goes behind the school. So I'm not gonna go down there today. We're gonna head back this way over to the quarry. Let's go to this side, Jack. Or through the middle. All right, we'll be back. And you see you got the Red Blaze Trail here. We're still on the yellow. I think, well, I'm not sure. I think we're gonna come along the rim of the quarry. If we don't, I'm not gonna take a side trip now. I just climbed another hill. So, tired, but if you come here, it's kind of worth the trip just to see what the quarry looks like. There's a couple spots where I'm pretty sure I saw some iron wedges that they used to split the quarry that were still in the holes, either broken off or bent. There's also a iron pin, I can't think of the correct term, but where they would have hooked up the block and tackle to move the blocks of granite after they cut them. It's still stuck in the rock. But like I said, I'm not sure if we're gonna go that way or not. We'll be back. Back to the truck, you can see the green down there. That's the quarry floor. The trail goes to the quarry edge there. See the white blaze? That's the one that goes along the rim. And there's a lot of cans down there, but they are of the modern variety because there's a lot of partying goes down there, down there. So we're not gonna go down there and check those out. So I'm pretty sure those are non-Native American. All right, so we're just about back at the truck. We've gone just a little over 2 miles. Nice trail. Wet in a few spots, but still okay. Time of year. Let's come back, try some of these other trails down on the other side of the hill. I don't think I've been on. All right, so it's the Wayward Walker, the Wayward Woofer. I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thanks for coming along. Like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever you'd prefer. And we'll see you out in the woods.